Welcome, everybody, to our post-match show. It's so good to have you with us. The OGs in the building, Kate, Jamie and Micah. Yes, the original three are here with you. Huge night for Arsenal tonight as they beat Real Madrid 3-0. Big night for Inter Milan as well in Munich, where they got a 2-1 win over Bayern in the first legs of their Champions League quarterfinals. There is, though, only one place to start this evening. I think we've got to go straight out to the Emirates, to our Gooners over there. Anita.
Now?
Yeah.
I was just checking. Okay. Yeah, incredible stuff.
Incredible.
Nobody saw it coming, if we're being honest.
I did. I said it. You got to believe that you can beat them. I still believe that it was possible. I said when that team plays with the four, they are unbalanced, and they were unbalanced with Modric in midfield. It was a bit too much in the second half. Declan Rice came big on the two free kicks, but ultimately for me, like I said, Bukayo Saka created everything. The two fouls were on him.
Yes.
Every time taking the ball, running past 1, 2 to 3 to 4 players to go inside to get the free kicks. But overall, as a team, Arsenal played really, 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 really well. And now we were talking off air, and I will say it again. You can only claim that if you go through against Real Madrid, and it will be one of the best nights I've witnessed as an Arsenal fan, but you can't call it yet.
No, you can't, but it is a healthy lead. You know, people were talking about taking a 1-0 or 2-0 lead to the Bernabeu. Nobody thought 3-0.
Also that they were in a healthy lead against the Liverpool of Sadio Mane and Mo Salah and whatnot, and they lost 4.
Leo Messi in that team, yeah.
So with Leo Messi in the team and everything, so I've said it before. Am I happy tonight? Yes, I am, but there is a leg at Real Madrid.
Thierry, can I just ask you a question? In the lead up to this game, we obviously looked at your goal in the Bernabeu. It was like one of those iconic moments in Arsenal's history in terms of the Champions League. But, I mean, will Declan Rice's sort of performance, the 2 goals tonight, it just felt like one of the great moments we've seen from an Arsenal player, in the history of the club in this competition?
Yeah, definitely. If we go through, most definitely everyone will remember that night because it was against, and it is against Real Madrid. But once again, you have to give Mikel Arteta a lot of credit on repositioning Declan Rice, like Micah talked about at the beginning of the game, because you see now what he's good at. You don't see anymore him not wanting to be on the ball very low and being scared of making mistakes. He goes forward, he participates in games. He take free kick. I thought that, at the beginning of the first free kick, I was like, oh, the guard's going to take that. And then I was like, okay, the second one, it was clear to see that he was going to, he will never save it. But the first one, the position of the wall is questionable, especially when you have 2 men off the ball. It cannot only be 4 players there because that ball is easy to bend around. But for Declan Rice to realize it and whoever was with him also to let him do it, that's outstanding. And you can see it, by the way, how much the Arsenal fans are in love with Declan Rice. Not a lot of people are. There's always a debate, is it that great or not? But again, I'll go back to Mikel Arteta and what he did to put him in a position where he was going to show what he's good at.
Thierry, you must be happy, though. 12 shots, 11 on target. They pressed a little bit higher, clean sheet, all-round great night for Arsenal.
Yes, he was. And I will be honest with you, at the very beginning in the first half, I was like, once you have them against the rope, you need to punish them because we know what they're capable of doing. And by the way, the 2 free kicks of Declan Rice just did that. But overall, as you said, they pressed well. The fans were at it. Everybody was at it. This is, like I said, I can't go, over the moon and be too happy about it because there is a return leg and we've seen teams coming back. And if a team can do it, it's Real Madrid. But am I happy with what happened tonight? Am I happy with the way, by the way, Bukayo Saka played tonight for not playing for a very long time? Yes, I am. But then I have to also be humble because there is another game, and you know they can do it. But like I said, the performance of Declan Rice was just outstanding, and hopefully we can go through and that can go down in history a bit better. Because if you like, do you remember when we beat Real Madrid and you don't go through? It doesn't look right. So I'm just happy tonight. And
in this tie, though, history does favour Arsenal because, of course, your side did it back in the 2005-2006 campaign. We spoke about Declan Rice. We'll hope to speak to him or maybe one of the other Arsenal players soon, Kate, and we'll bring you those interviews, of course, with Real Madrid as well.
We want Declan, Anita, Thierry. We need Declan.
We do.
We'll try and get
We're
Deckers.
trying to...
Thierry
we're
can
trying
get
to-
anybody he wants.
Spread your wings, Thierry. Come on.
Can you get
Thierry,
anyone you want?
you helped build this stadium.
I did, indeed. I did indeed. Not alone, though, but I did indeed.
You laid one of the bricks, right?
Sorry? No, just, a couple of goals.
Oh, my man.
Visit with Arsene Wenger back in the day. Anyway, Kate, we'll come back to you with some interviews shortly.
All right, we'll look forward to it. Thank you very much, guys. Good to see you. Ooh, listen, I know Thierry's right. Obviously, you're only halfway through, but
Thierry's always right.
but I think the rest of us kind of looking on just felt incredibly elated by that Arsenal result. It's a comprehensive win.
I think what's interesting from Thierry's point of view, what he's saying there, he is right, but he's an Arsenal man. He's an Arsenal fan, it's his club, and I think if it was Liverpool, I'd be saying the same, because you've always got this fear about your own club. You know, like, you'd always think, most people will say Arsenal are going to get through now, but if you're connected with Arsenal, you'd always fear the worst. But I do think it's fair to almost look at this as a standalone game. We know there's a second leg, they're still not through, but I think we've just got to almost look at this in isolation as well and talk about the performances of Saka. Lewis Skelly at left back. I mean, 18 years of age. What Declan Rice did in midfield. This is a night he'll never forget, whether they get through or not. And we've got to remember, Arsenal aren't a superpower in Europe. They've never won the Champions League before. But nights like this will give them belief, not that they're just going to get through. If they do get through, they've got to believe they can win the competition. But even next season, these group of players, they beat Real Madrid 3-0 at home, the European champions, best team in the world, Mbappe, best player in the world. So I think this gives them an awful lot, gives them a great chance of getting through, but it just, for them confidence-wise, belief-wise, even going into the competition next season, I think it's a massive night that we should, celebrate now, and obviously we'll look forward to next week as well.
You just said about give you that confidence. Obviously, you won the Champions League. Did you have a game which you thought gave you the moment that Arsenal will have tonight, that give you that belief to say you can go and win the tournament?
Yeah, we didn't beat somebody that well. We beat Juventus 2-1 at home. That was Fabio Capello was the manager. I mean, they had Cannavaro, Thuram, Ibrahimovic, Nedved, Del Piero. So they had it was like a proper team, and you're thinking everyone was like a renowned star. And a little bit like what Thierry said, we couldn't probably enjoy it as much because it was only 2-1. And the away goal rule was in the competition then. So if we'd have lost 1-0 away, we were out. But we drew 0-0 away. And we got through, and that was like one of them moments where you think,
we belong here.
Yeah. We've beat Juventus. I'm defending for Liverpool. Cannavaro's defending for Juventus. He's a world-class player, and we've beat them. And it's that thing of psychologically, I think it gives you a lot, and I think it'll give them a lot. Going into the second leg as well, you'll have real belief that they can go there and get something.
So was that the night you began to believe you were better than Cannavaro?
You finished higher than didn't you? Ballon d'Or, didn't you, that year?
Well, I only played Cannavaro twice. Beat them for Juventus, beat them for Real Madrid. Beat them 4-0 over 2 legs for Real Madrid. 5-0, actually.
Touche.
Stats tell the story, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Most underrated player in world football, mate.
Who said that?
Me.
OK, we're going to start going through the highlights of the game for this. I'm going to start actually with Real Madrid's probably their best chance in the game, I think. Kylian Mbappe, let's take a look at this one.
Yeah, we all played stage, wasn't it? Very tense.
Yeah, it was. It was on a knife edge.
It was. We're going to take a look at the first goal for Arsenal. Declan Rice on the free kick. You can only savour this one. Take a look.
Set-piece specialist.
Yes.
And we all knew that you were rooting for Declan Rice to do something special. You'd done the analysis in the pre-game. Take a listen to Micah's reaction to Declan Rice scoring. Here you go.
Oh!
Get him in the studio afterwards. Get him in! You like that little wink there?
Yes.
The wink. You winking at?
Oh.
Go on, let's roll back the wink.
Let's talk about the wink.
Smooth. Oh, Micah.
Like James Bond.
I've been on top form tonight, haven't I? They're originals.
It could have been more. Let's take a look at some more Arsenal chances here.
Wow.
Yes, wow, exactly. Take a look at the second free kick, Declan Rice. This was unbelievable, everybody.
How was
Arsenal Football Club who's capable of that is...
Thierry Henry.
I think Thierry's the only man who was capable of that.
Definitely.
OK, 3-0. Happened pretty shortly after this one. Mikel Merino.
In out of position as a centre-forward, they've got no real attacking player there. And when you sort of Havertz was out and Jesus, it was very difficult to see them going on and winning the Premier League. People were looking at that. Arsenal fans probably didn't believe they could go on and win the Champions League. But he's given them a little bit of a fighting chance, even in the league. You know, just nicking goals. Again, tonight, really important goal. Probably in the first half, we were a little bit critical of him, but he's not a centre-forward in terms of not getting into the box when Saka was putting those crosses in. But in the main, he's done really well.
Rice will get the headlines, but Louis Skelly today was out. It's one of the best performances I've seen in Superstar.
He is... You talk about full-backs and you think of sort of at Liverpool with Trent, they're a little bit different. They're not a normal full-back. You just mentioned what a young full-back would be. More often than not, if a young player comes through, especially at a big club, the easiest position to come through is probably full-back. You did that, I did that. You sort of bed yourself into the game. Because I'm not saying it's an easy position, but you don't have to be spectacular, if you like. But he's spectacular at left-back and he looks like almost one of the best players in the Arsenal team. He's going into central midfield. He's receiving the ball on the half-turn. He's got Mbappe, Vinny Jr. either side of him. He's taking responsibility. And that's where I go back to football arrogance. And it's not about position. It reminds me a little bit of Bellingham at that age. Also Wayne Rooney. Yeah. So when Wayne Rooney first came into the England squad and I was in the squad, he almost as if like, I'm the best player. You know, give me the ball. No fear. He'd take the ball in difficult situations where, when we were young players, you'd come in and you'd be like, you'd want to get your first pass off in the game.
Don't get the ball away.
Yeah, just you'd almost want to build into a game, build your confidence. He's got that thing as if he's playing like he's 26 and he's been playing all his life. He is very, very special.
OK, well, we've got loads more still to come for you after a very quick break here on the post-game show. Arsenal with a massive 3-0 win against Real Madrid, the defending champions now under pressure. It's advantage Mikel Arteta after the first leg. We'll hopefully hear from the manager after this short break. Stay with us. Well, good night of Champions League action we've had here. Arsenal beat Real Madrid 3-0. Bayern lost at home against Inter Milan. Peter Schmeichel has been out in Munich watching that game at the Allianz Arena for us. Peter, you said that Munich needed to come away from this one with a comfortable lead. It's not gone to plan.
No, it's not gone to plan at all. Bayern never loses here. They've 22 games, they've never lost in the Champions League, but they did today. And if we go back to last time I was here, it was against Celtic. They scored in the 94th minute to make it 1-1. And this has kind of been coming. All of the injuries they've had, you know, it's not been a great period for Bayern. The biggest applaud of the night, he came on, and I was so much hoping for him to score, and he did. And I'm thinking, you know, he's going to be the hero. I actually met him a minute ago. I said, I thought that you were going to be the hero tonight. And he said, no, heroes are made in the next game. So he obviously is so experienced. He knows it's not done yet. But go by the performance today. Inter are so difficult to break down. And when we create chances, you've got to take them. And that's what Bayern didn't do today. And then a fantastic goal. It all started down from Jan Sommer. He passed the ball up. And I think it's precisely the way that Inzaghi wants to play. Just very, very quickly through the lines. And unfortunately for Eric Dyer, I think he played, I can't remember who it was now, but he played him onside nearly 2 yards. And that's, you know, right at the end of the game, lack of concentration. And then Fratesi, who came on, scored. Inter 1-2-1. Was it deserved? I don't know. I mean, that's the way they played. That's what we expected Inter to do today. So in a way, yes, they came here to get something, and they got the win. And I mean, for me, it's more than one leg in the semi-final.
Peter, you said before the game you felt like Bayern would have to be 2 goals clear to have any chance going through. I mean, is this tie over?
I played a quarterfinal against Inter in the San Siro. We did take a 2-0 win to that game in that second leg, and that's probably the hardest game I've ever played in the Champions League. That crowd there, it's 80,000 people. The way, I mean, we've all been to the San Siro. We know exactly how that's built. The atmosphere stays in there. It's a lot of noise, and it brings that goes for Milan and Inter. It brings that team a lot of extra energy, and that's what you're up against. And this team here is so good defending. I mean, the goal from the goalkeeper, the defenders, they are just absolutely fantastic. Jan Sommer had a couple of really good saves in the beginning of the game, took the sting out of it. And then, of course, that big chance for Harry Kane, where he should have scored, that could have changed the whole course of this game. He hit the post. But, you know, it's going to be really, really difficult for Bayern to go there and win the game. But it's still Bayern Munich. They have all the experience in this competition. And, of course, I've just heard Thierry say that even with 3-0, he's not sure that Arsenal will go through. So I think Bayern will take that same that feeling to Italy next week. And in a way, and Jamie, you know this, in a way, when you've lost a game, you know, and you know you have to win the next one, it makes it a little bit easier to go there because there's not a lot of tactics that will help you. You just got to go for it. So it's not over there, but I think Inter got more than one leg in the semi-final.
Peter, you spoke to an absolute world legend before the game in Lothar Matthäus, and you got a little bit flustered. You mentioned about no German player had ever won the Ballon d'Or, and then no one at Bayern Munich. And Karl-Heinz Rummenigge won it 2 years in a row, and he was playing for Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what? No, listen. That was my bad. That was something else I was thinking of. But if you know, but he did win the Ballon d'Or. So
yes.
Let's leave it on that.
Peter, thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Have we got any requests for interviews from Peter? Who are we hoping for?
Hey.
Bastoni, Mola. Please.
Müller won't come.
Okay.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Bastoni.
Yeah.
Bastoni, then, please. That's the request. Thank you, Peter.
In Italian. Only if Micah translates.
Yes, I'll translate.
Yes,
Don't worry.
No problem. That's what his job. That's his job.
Certo. Okay, so
take care.
Thank you, Peter. You take care too. Ah, what a gentleman.
I love these nights.
Oh, great night, isn't it?
Yes.
This is what
knockout football.
This
You're
is
a
what
romantic,
we're here for.
really, aren't you, Jamie?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Guess
Champions
what,
League
everybody?
nights and Nicola.
We're going to...
Just a little nod.
I've got a lot going on in my ear, guys. I'm sorry. As I think the interview that we all hope for on this evening is, of course, Declan Rice.
Declan! Talk to me! What a performance,
I can't, Mike, I can't describe it, honestly. I don't think it's going to hit me what I've done tonight. 2 free kicks in a quarter-final at home against Real Madrid is, special. I'm so happy. Probably the best moment in my career for sure. Thierry's holding the trophy that he's won probably 100 times in his career.
I mean, look,
my first one, so I'm obviously buzzing. But yeah, it was.
They already gave it to him, but I just wanted to make the gesture because the game tonight, guys. I'm just gonna go in if you allow me. First and foremost, like the game that you had is just. I mean, it was crazy the way you played, but you looked like you played the game because you wanted to prove a point. I don't know to who. To your teammates, the fans, or some people, I don't know what, but you were possessed tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I think in these, in these big games, I always try to step up, and I just thought go out there and have no fear. What have you got to lose? It's a game of football against Real Madrid. If you're going to have fear, good things ain't going to happen. And we really believed as a team that we could win tonight. And went out there every time we had the ball. We tried to be a threat. I tried to run with it as much as I can. Constantly trying to fret. I probably should have had 2 in the first half. I didn't run. I could have had a tap in, the header, and then obviously scored the 2 goals. So I just went out there. I was fearless, and I was ready to, like you said, to prove a point. And we did that.
Do you remember when was the last time Arsenal scored a free kick, a direct free kick?
Burnley away, Martin Odegaard maybe.
Yeah, but when was that?
2020, 2021, 4 or 5 years ago.
And you said you wanted to do well, but you have doing well and doing what you did. You know what? I'm going to let Micah in because I had Micah on the phone this morning and he said to me, if you allow me, Micah.
Of course.
He said to me, I want to do something about Declan Rice because I think he is special in that team. So, Micah, you can go.
No, okay. Basically, in the number 6, I think you're fantastic. But in the number 8, I think you're world class because the way you travel with the ball, so athletic, the tackles, the through balls, absolutely everything. So what I wanted to ask you, how do you find it moving it from a number 6 into a number 8 position?
Yeah, I've loved it. Like you said, I feel like I've got the ability to play number 8 and produce goals, produce numbers. It's about having that self-belief, that self-confidence. Obviously, when I first come here, I was playing 6 a lot last year, then moved into 8 at the back end of the season, and then had a conversation with the manager at the start of the season. He said, you can feel like you can do way more for us. You know, you're so athletic, you're so strong, you make really good runs into the box. You can score goals, your left foot, right foot. He'd give me the confidence, you know, to play there. And in these games when they stretch and they open up, it suits me to a T. And I love just getting the ball and travelling with it and trying to make things happen for my teammates. And yeah, I think the number 8 position is really suiting me at the minute.
Declan, now that we've spoken about the fact that, just very quickly, because we've obviously introduced the fact that Micah did the analysis pre-game about you, I can tell you there was nobody who was more Team Declan tonight than Micah. We want to show you his reaction to your goals. Take a look at this.
I'm going to tell you about my man, Declan Rice, making them runs into the box. Lovely little header, but it's a great save from Courtois. That's why he is the best.
Micah absolutely desperate for Declan Rice to do well tonight after his analysis in the pre-game.
You couldn't write it. Is that after the first one?
What did I tell you? He's in the form of his life. Declan, what a guy! I love you so much.
No, I appreciate that. You manifested it and it happened, so we can't ask for much more.
Exactly.
I just wanted to ask, obviously, Declan, something. The first free kick. Yeah. So obviously, I'm in the stand and I'm thinking, is it Odegaard taking it? And then I see that Bukayo comes and you coming. I'm thinking, Thibaut Courtois, really? You put 4 men on the wall and you leave that space for a right footer?
Yeah.
What did you think at that particular moment? Because I thought the wall wasn't placed well. I thought he was going to put 5, because if you have 2 men on the ball, you have to put 5.
Yeah, so before this, all this was happening, our set piece coach, we was planning to cross the ball back post.
Yes.
Me reverse.
Oh, that's why he was doing that.
He was doing that. So he wanted us to reverse cross it, to the back post.
So when did you think of shooting?
And then I stood with Bukayo and I said, it doesn't feel right to cross the ball here. And I looked at the wall and then I looked at Courtois.
He wanted that ball in the second post.
He ain't taking the credit for that. It was on me.
But okay, we talk about the first one. There was more of a think about it and you have it. But the second one, I think you surprised us all. I mean, you can have 10 goalkeepers. I don't know how many walls you want.
I think this what I mean. I think this part of my game gets questioned in terms of my ability with ball striking and scoring goals. I know I can put down on the ball and just focus on the ball and knowing the spot I want to put it. I tend to have more. I tend to have more consistency with it. And obviously, look, that's a one in a moment that I've just done.
Matter.
Yeah, I know, and I've been practicing it, and I've been practicing it, and it's come off. And to score 2, I think, to be honest with you, it won't hit me what I've obviously done.
Declan, sorry, Thierry, Declan, I just wanted to ask you a question, because every time I hear you interviewed, you speak about getting more goals, and it's funny because I almost feel like I defend you about that, because when I think of great midfield players in the past, and I think of, say, like Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, Emmanuel Petit, we never judge those players on goals. But the way the game's become now, because it's so stat-driven, and we're part of this as pundits, it's almost like Declan Rice cost 100 million, so he's got to get more goals. Whereas, for me, you're just an all-round midfield player who wants to score goals and scored 2 great free kicks tonight. It just, does that play on your mind a bit, this thing that, I have to score goals? Because for me, great midfield players of the past were never judged like that.
Yeah, 100%. I think, Carragher, as I've got older, I think when I was younger, it probably played on my mind a little bit. But then I've realised as I've got older that, none of that matters. It's just about me going out there and playing consistently well. And I've just tried to do that over and over and over again. Obviously, I'm always going to have my critics. I'm going to have my doubters. That's football. But as long as I can keep, producing on the pitch and playing well and doing well for this club, that's the main thing. There's always so much talk and noise around all of that conversation, and I know you back me up, so I appreciate it.
There's no doubters at CBS, Declan, I can assure you.
Jimmy, let him relax. He's got to go. We need him for the second leg, please.
Good to see you guys. See you later.
Well done, brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you.
Nice to
Thank
see
you, Declan. TT, stick with us. You're staying around, aren't you?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Trying to see who we can get. I don't know who's going to come to see us. But we'll see. Anita is there still.
Good. Bring her in. Tell her to come on in.
Anita, you can come back. You're allowed.
Thierry, talk to us about what you think was key for Arsenal tonight in that result.
I mean, in the second half. I mean, in the first half, you could see that you don't know where the game was going. Keepers made one or two good saves. And in the second half, I just thought that the balance of Real Madrid and having on top of it Modric in midfield, it became a bit too much at times. The box-to-box space and how Declan was in midfield when he was driving past those guys in midfield, they looked pretty static. This is why I think that Camavinga got upset towards the end, you know, giving yellow, foulings there, fouling on the right, fouling on the left, covering for everybody. And it showed. It showed that Arsenal were a bit more at it tonight. Physically, it looked like a different midfield. It looked like they had more meat in it, if you know what I mean by when I say that, guys. That was it for me. The balance wasn't right, but for the return leg, they're gonna have to have maybe the same lineup because they need to come back in the game.
I think someone that we need to really give their props to is probably Kivior, defence, because a lot of people didn't think he had a chance coming up against the likes of Mbappe and the rest of that front line of Real Madrid, and he did very well.
He did. Well, I would say that the team did well, but he obviously did. There's only one moment where I think it's Jude Bellingham that played that ball for Kylian Mbappe, where you kind of like thinking, oh, I hope he's going to miss, and he obviously did. A couple of times also maybe Vinny Jr. going back in, not giving the ball to Alaba in the first half for the overlap. But other than that, there were not too many opportunities, really.
No, there weren't. Kate, we're obviously going to try and get you more interviews. We haven't heard from the Real Madrid side. Luka Modric has been floating in the tunnel here, so hopefully we'll hear from the Real Madrid captain or someone else soon.
Well, I was told to say goodbye, that you guys are done.
Oh.
So apparently that's official. You guys you guys are finished. You can stay around and work a bit longer if you'd like, Anita. Oh, no, we're not. We're not? No, we're not. Okay, lots of miscommunication. Stick around, everybody. Anita and Thierry will be back.
Thierry!
Yes.
Thierry!
Okay, everybody, we're going to a quick break. We'll be right back. Still got loads more to break down on both of these games. Arsenal against Real Madrid and Bayern against Inter. We'll be back in just a second. Well, Declan Rice has had a night to remember for Arsenal Football Club. Just one of these free kick goals against Real Madrid in the Champions League would have been enough, but Declan Rice scored two. 2 from him, 3 from Arsenal overall, 3-0 the final score ahead of their return leg against the Bernabeu. We'll be back in just a second with more to come. Well, this weekend, CBS Sports brings you more of the Masters than ever before. 14 hours of live coverage on Saturday and on Sunday, beginning at noon Eastern, streaming on Paramount Plus and continuing at 2 on CBS and Paramount Plus. Looking forward to that. Let's talk about Champions League again, though, and Bayern Munich losing at home against Inter Milan. 2-1 the final score in this first leg of the Champions League quarter-finals. We're going to jump right into the highlights. 1-0 for Inter Milan. Lautaro Martinez putting them ahead. Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, good.
Under some pressure ahead of the second leg away in Milan. We are going to go to a very short break. We can bring you an interview from the Emirates when we come back, so stay with us. We'll be back in just a second. Tomorrow sees more crucial first leg action. Newly crowned French champions PSG continue their Champions League quest against another team hitting form at just the right time in Aston Villa. And then in a rematch from matchday 6, last season's runners-up Borussia Dortmund travel to Spain to face Lamine Yamal and free-scoring Barcelona. You can catch both games live on Paramount Plus, or if you prefer, you can second screen both games at once on the multicast stream, which is available to you exclusively on Paramount Plus. Coverage begins at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Leeds, top of the league. Come on. 5 more. Coventry. Oh, really? Leeds. I thought I was going to bottle it, Dickie. After the one at Sheffield, I thought, oh, it's a breeze now because I've got too much players, even off the bench. And then, they're just Melier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hey!
Leeds United. Dirty Leeds.
Yorkshire! Yorkshire!
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Proper 70s.
Leeds. 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 Free. Leeds. 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 Cheer on together. We wanna see you win. Na 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 na. We are so proud. We'll shout it out loud. We love you, Leeds. Leeds. Leeds.
Everyone wants Leeds in the Prem.
Of course
Gotta
they
get
do.
Leeds in the Prem.
Welcome back, everybody. One last time. Final segment of the evening. We're going to take you back out to the Emirates, back out to Anita, and friend to the influencers, Thierry Henry.
Thierry!
Thierry Henry.
How's it on the road?
Thierry Henry.
Mr.
How has it
Reporter!
been not having Thierry in the studio today?
TT, how do you like it on the road? Reporter, you've done a stellar job.
Micah just aired me there.
Thank you.
Micah, don't avoid the question.
Wait,
sorry, what was that?
I need to ask you a question. Go on.
I said, how has it been not having Thierry in the studio today?
It's not been easy, but we had to work a little bit harder on the analysis. But when you actually think what Big Meeks did with Declan Rice, I think we nailed it.
How do you
Spot on.
grade their analysis today?
Spot on. Sometimes you have to stay in your lane, and I stay in my lane. They handled it well.
Thierry, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Obviously, you keep mentioning the second leg, and
Yeah.
I wanted to sort of ask you about. You're like obviously with your coach's head on. You know, if you're Mikel Arteta, do you go there and think, okay, as you said before, Real Madrid don't defend a lot with people pressing. Do you get on the board and try and take the game to them, or do you back yourselves because you are really strong defensively? Arsenal say, you know what, we're going to make this as tough as possible for Real Madrid in this second leg.
That's a tough one, Jamie, because you don't want to be too low and play against that team and give them opportunity to be in and around your box. You still have to play the game like it's 0-0. That's what I would have said. Play the game like it's 0-0. And then, when we're arriving around the hour mark, now you need to think about going through. It's a different ball game. You can't play that tie too early. Although you're 3-0 up, but we've seen it before. We've seen La Coruña returning, the tie against the old Milan. You guys did it in one half. We've seen Paris Saint-Germain suffering the remontada against Barcelona. We've seen it before. I just hope that it's not going to happen. That's why earlier, and I saw what you said, it's not so much about because I'm associated to Arsenal. It's just that I've been in the game for so long that you cannot just assume that it's already done. And you don't want also to upset them on the other side, because remember how Arsenal played Man City because of what Man City said in the league in that first leg. You always remember what people do. If they scream too much, if they're a bit too loud, the olays, let's not give them anything.
Okay, TT, just a quick one. How's it on the road? Reporter, you liking it?
Well, look, they knew I was coming 3-0. That's about it.
If Arsenal make it to the semi-finals, would you come back here?
Oh, you're pushing your luck now.
Guys, we have to go. Thank you so much, Thierry. We'll see you tomorrow. Anita, we will see you again very soon. Have a good one, everybody.
Thank you. It's been
That was it. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We'll be back for more tomorrow. Champions League quarter-final, first leg action.
Come on,
see you then.
Villa.
Bye-bye.